Alright, we're going to find the rectangular coordinate for each point. So we've got three polar coordinates. We're just going to convert them to our rectangular. And again, that just means our normal x, y coordinates that we're familiar with. Okay. So the key, remember we're given the radius, basically how big it is, and the direction. So very similar, think about vectors that we finished last unit up with. So if they're both positive, very straightforward. You simply use this relationship. So x equals r cosine theta and y equals r sine theta. Again, that just comes from drawing a right triangle. We saw that on the previous slide. So again, they're both positive, no problem. 5 pi 6 you could find here, and that's why I put this unit circle up. You've got your unit circle. Keep it there close, right? So our x value is going to be 2 cos theta, which is 2 times negative root 3 over 2, and our y value is 2 sine theta, which is 1/2. And so now if I just clean those up, of course the 2's are going to divide out, and it looks like we get negative root 3, 1 would be that coordinate. Okay, not too bad. Now, what if we get a negative out front? So we got to think about what that means. I like to rewrite this, in fact. Make them positive, because positive is straightforward. Just use this relationship. Well, negative 260. So remember, negative 260, you just go to 60 degrees. Again, if you're thinking polar, but the negative means you got to go 180 from that. Okay? And so if I rewrite this, that would be the equivalent of 2. Well, what's 60 plus 180? If I went over here, I'm going to be 240. See how I did that? And so these are the same place on the polar coordinates, and now that I have this in front of me, I can just use these relationships. So this would be 2 cos 240, 2 sine 240. Again, if I do parentheses there, it's coordinates, I guess. Should have done that up here. And so now let's just substitute in. So 2 times cos of 240. Let's find 240 right here. So here's where we're looking. So cosine is negative 1/2. And so our other one is negative root 3 over 2 for the sine. And of course, if we simplify those, very similar to what we just did, right? 2 and 2 is going to divide out. And so we get the coordinate negative 1, negative root 3. Okay? How about this one? Our angle is negative. Well, no problem, right? But again, I like to just rewrite it. Negative 120. Let's think, if I went negative 120, there'd be negative 90 and negative 30, right? So negative 120 is the same as positive 240. That'd be the same angle. So this is really 240 degrees, and then from there you do it the same way. So we've got 3 cos 240, 3 sine 240. So let's simplify those. Now we already did 240 right here, so 3 times negative 1/2, 3 times negative root 3 over 2, and let's just simplify that. So this would be negative 3/2 and negative 3 root 3 over 2 would be our coordinate. Okay, so that pretty much covers all the different scenarios they could throw at us there. Let's go try a couple.